Hola, bilingual kids families. My name is Emily and I'm working with Senora Z to bring you some cool crafts during our online learning session. So today we're going to be making this wonderful little tube octopus. You can use a paper towel tube or a toilet paper tube. I think the paper towel tubes make it a little bit easier to use. And we're going to make a person as well, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to start with our tube, and we're going to paint that using some type of acrylic paint. I prefer to use the tester paints that you get at Home Depot because they're very affordable for the amount of paint that you get. So we're going to paint that whole tube up, leaving this end part so that you can just hold on to it nicely, and then let that dry. It's going to take, depending on the type of acrylic you use, it's going to take about an hour to dry. You can also use a hair dryer to expedite the process. It'll take about 15 minutes if you use a hair dryer. So once you have that ready, you're going to cut the end of your paper towel tube. Just cut the part off that doesn't have paint on it, just like that. And then we're going to need one piece of paper and some type of writing utensil, pen, a marker. And what you're going to do is you're going to trace your circle onto a piece of paper. So you get a nice circle just like that. Okay. Now, octopus, octo means 8. So it has 8 little legs. And the way we're going to make 8 is first we're going to divide our circle in half like this. Like that. And then we're going to divide it in half the other way, like this. And then we're going to take the halfway point from one side of our circle to the halfway point on the other, and do it half right through the first X, just like that. And then we're going to do it again over here so that you have 8 sections. Okay. So then if you put your toilet paper tube back here, or your paper towel tube, you can use those same lines to mark where the legs will be, which will give us nice even cuts. Okay, so if you can see on the side there, I have the marks exactly where they would be. Oh, there we go. You can see where they are, and that way we know that that's where we're cutting out. So then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to cut about the same length each time. So we're going to cut up perfectly straight, just like that. So if you can see it push back, we're going to make a cut going all the way up. And then we're going to turn and make a cut for each leg the same length. You don't want to cut it any longer, okay? And if we pull it up, you can see exactly how long it is. Then you're going to make the next cut to that same line. You can see that they're the same length, okay? We're going to go all the way around until we have all 8 legs cut. Okay. If they're not perfect, it's okay. See, now we have all of our 8 legs. Now we can take a pencil or the end of a paintbrush, and we're going to take each leg and we're going to roll the leg right around that, all the way up to the top of where we folded. So you're just going to roll that guy right up. And it kind of makes a little, so if you can see right there, it's all rolled up. We pull this out and it makes a nice little curl, okay? So now we take this guy, we're gonna roll it around all the way up like this. Turn it towards you. Roll it all the way down and it makes that nice, pull out our paintbrush, and then kind of unfurl it a little bit. We're going to do that on every little leg. Drop in a little paintbrush. Until we get all of our legs all curled up, just like that. So then our next step is that we're going to draw our face on. So we're going to draw 2 ovals for the eyes, like that. And then it depends on whether you want your octopus smiling or you want him to go, oh, then you can draw an O. Depends on the expression you want. I'm going to draw a smile on mine, just like that. And then I'm going to draw 2 little pupils, just like that. So when you're finished, and then if you like, you can draw the little suckers on each one of the tentacles of the octopus too. And sometimes it's easier to draw them when they're on the flat side. But that's so your little tentacles are out. So when you're finished, he looks just like this, and he's a happy little octopus. So now the next step is a little more complicated. If you want to make a person, the way I've done the person is, first I used a peach colored paint and I painted all of this going straight down, okay? And this is our face, right? Then for the hair, I used kind of a rusty brown. And then because I wanted to have, when I make my curls go over, I wanted to have a complementary color. I used more of an orange on the inside because we're going to have more of a ginger colored hair. So same kind of thing. You're going to use that same circle that you made. Okay, you're going to turn it upside down. You use the hair part because we're going to roll down this time. And we're going to do our 8 marks. They're going to show us exactly where we cut so that we have even pieces. That way we don't get any that are too thin. It can happen a lot that we get thin pieces, and that's always unfortunate because the thinner pieces can break off more easily. And then this time we're going to cut right to the line of the hairline. So right to that line, we're going to cut right up to that line there. Cut our curly haired pieces. And again, you can make the hair any color that you want. If you have blonde hair, you're welcome to do that. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take that paintbrush and I'm going to roll the curls right towards me. And each one, I'm going to go around and do each little curl. And so that way the darker color or the complementary color is on the bottom side. The outside color is going to be on the bottom side. So for instance, boy, do us moms know that that our roots are a different color right now in the middle of this crisis. So you can do dark on the outside and blonde on the inside. It would make it really accurate for some of us right now. Or if you're me, it would be silver on the on the outside and dark brown on the inside. And we're just going to roll those guys right up. And you can, I mean, on this part, you can actually later on go back and paint your body if you want to put a body on, if you want to give them clothes, and then kind of fluff out your curls again. So you've got your kind of curly headed top, just like that. And then we're going to draw a face. Make my face smiling. And then I'm going to give him some eyebrows. And then, if you want, you could paint clothes on the bottom. So if I took my little blue paint here and decided I wanted to create a shirt, you could paint arms, you can make it as elaborate as you want. And then when it's all dry, you can cut the bottom off just as we did last time. So there's kind of our crazy haired human. So I will see you next time for the next craft. Thank you very much for participating. Adios.